Well, Nick, I'm glad to see that you have your original look back with your blonde hair and shaved off the mustache. You're looking like Nick Nolte now, rather than Doc.
Rather than Doc, yeah, I couldn't stay looking like Doc. I had dark hair.
Doc is, of course, was based on a real person, and some have described him as being a loner and a rather mysterious man. Now, I know you have wanted to play this part for a long time. Is that why you wanted to play it, because you could so personally identify with him?
Oh, it's not so much that. My original appeal to it was through the novels, Cannery and Sweet Thursday. I really didn't think of Doc. In fact, when I first read him, I always thought of myself as one of the boys, like Whitey 1 or Whitey 2, you know. Then when it was presented for me to play Doc, it was intriguing. You know, it was a challenge. So that's kind of how I got into it.
Would you have been bitterly disappointed had the role gone to someone else?
No, because, well, Paul Newman was set in it. Through the years, Hank Fonda has wanted to do it. George C. Scott, Walter Matthau, Liza Minnelli even. Susie. So it's been around for a long time. A lot of people have wanted to do it. In fact, Steinbeck himself said in the 40s that there was only one man to play Doc, and that was Hank Fonda. So, but I just couldn't see Cannery Row being done in 1990 for the story about human beings relating to each other. It didn't make sense in 1990. I don't know what we'll be doing in 1990. You know, maybe we'll be in spacecraft or something. I don't know. So I just thought it was time.
This role, the role of Susie, originally, of course, we all know, was supposed to be Raquel Welch. And then she was replaced, and it is now Deborah Winger. But looking at it, forgive me, Nick, but I kept thinking, why would they ever have thought of Raquel Welch in the first place?
It's an interesting question. You know, I'll tell a little story. The paperback cover of Steinbeck's Cannery Row, when it was first published and came out, was a picture of a woman in a slip, very high up, and the caption was something about the wildest bunch of bum sex fiends that ever lived. So I think one of our major concerns at the very first was to make a marquee, and also, you know, Raquel was considered for that. I didn't ever work with Raquel. You know, it might have worked that way. You know, who knows?
Whose decision was it then to replace her? The director and producer?
I don't know. I wasn't around.
You don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's not a matter of not talking about it. It really wasn't my decision. It really wasn't anything that I should know about. And since it's a fellow actor, you know, and we are rather cliquey, we just don't get into each other's feelings in that way. I mean, I'm sure she's hurt. I'm sure she's, you know.
Well, she's suing, isn't she?
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Yeah. You're being very cagey about this, Nick Nolte. So you've heard, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, I'll let you off the hook on that one.
Thank you. You're generous.
All right. You can't blame me for doing my job.
No,
right.
No, absolutely not. I knew it was coming somewhere.
Okay. Another thing, this movie, if any movie had a reason to go for an R rating, this movie certainly would have that reason, yet it is a PG-rated movie. So why did the producer, director, everybody in charge decide to pull back from that R rating that it could have gone for?
There's no R rating.
I know. I'm saying it's PG, but it could, you know, it's the kind of movie you could have made it an R.
Well, the novels aren't written that way. The novels are very pure. You know, there's no way you can make it an R. It's the traditional values of human beings relating to human beings, not exploitation. It's not about power. It's not about money. It's not about winning. It's not about losing. It's not about exploitation of sex. It's about the most important thing in life are the human beings. So that is a PG. Or that is a G. That means general human beings.
But will you agree, Nick, that some people would have taken that story and forget, you know, the novel, and they would have made it, you know, an all-out R with, you know, the sex, the nudity, worse language, etc.
I wouldn't want to know them.
You wouldn't want it to be an R.
I wouldn't want to know those people.
Nick, you're wild today. You really are.
Yeah, well, that's rather blunt and truthful. If you know, that's.
You like the movie the way it is.
Sure, there's no reason to exploit it. I'm not keen on exploitation to begin with. Even though maybe you still don't agree about 1040, and rightly so, to a certain degree.
I liked that movie, Nick. You keep saying that I didn't. I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
Tom Landry didn't like it.
Well, I just hope Tom doesn't think that just because it was Pete Gent and he played for the Dallas Cowboys that he thinks that is specifically Tom Landry. I just thought that Pete Gent's novel was something about athletes that should be said, not specifically to knock Landry. You know.
You were making a funny movie, and you did.
No, I was making a poignant, funny movie.
Oh, okay. All right.
I do think professional athletes are probably the most exclusive professionals in America. Their job, I think, you know, it's an extremely exclusive profession. Yeah, maybe less than 1/4% athletes ever achieve professionalism. So that's a very exclusive. Maybe I'm stretching, but I've had a genius to achieve that. And that has to be recognized. And also their relationship to the business. I mean, they're the #1 entertainment, far more than sitcom television. And there's a lot of money in that.
Okay.
They should be paid $1 million a year.
Nick, they're going to kick us out of the room here if
I
we
know
don't
it.
wrap this up. Anyway,
right.
Good to see you. It's
good
always
to
fun
see you.
talking with you, Nick.
All right.
Take care.
All right.
Okay. You want to
All
do some?
right. Okay. So I'll give you reactions first. Okay, questions. You ready?
Very short amount of time.
Oh, okay, all right. Doc is based on a real person, a man who was described as being a loner and mysterious. Is that the reason you wanted to play him, that you could so personally